Happy Friday.
What's up, pal?
Welcome to the Rhody Sports Show.
Welcome to the Rhody Sports Show. Did you play the opening video?
I played the opening video. You're so into your phone and that gorgeous Christmas tree behind you that
What are
you
you talking
completely
about?
missed
Hey,
30
first off,
seconds.
don't bust on me for my background. And second off, I was trying to share the show so people could see it. All right.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the Rhody Sports Show, everybody. I'm your host, Ron Robert. This is our co-host, Matt Jolles, back again, bringing Matt in because we have Rhode Island State Championship girls soccer on the show today. LaSalle Rams Division I state champions, and coming up after that, the Division II state champions, the East Greenwich Avengers. Matt came up here. Matt was up here for a couple weeks. We broadcast 10 games in 14 days. A lot of fun, right, Matt?
Yeah, it was a whirlwind.
Yeah. Well, a whirlwind to say the least. We saw some crazy stuff. What was some of the craziest stuff you saw while you were up here? I mean, it wasn't boring, that's for sure.
No, I mean, obviously we kind of focused a lot on Matt Terciero and that insane game that he had in the Mount Hope playoff shootout with Pilgrim that went penalty kicks, and of course he makes the save and then turns around and scores a penalty kick.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I think that Tollgate girls, just the story around, Gianna Ciarella, obviously, her story, and then what her sister did, in the game, and just that whole emotion of everything through the team, through their run in the playoffs was pretty awesome. And then we did get a field hockey game in the midst of all that, the Tollgate Rocky Mountain Hill game, and so got a chance to call a field hockey game and saw some great offense in that game from Tollgate Field Hockey. So it was a great 2 weeks. It was a lot of fun. Yeah,
we did an awful lot of girls soccer, right? And I thought it was pretty interesting that through all the games that we were watching, and SFBN Rhode Island, we broadcast. Let's see, we had LaSalle West. We did. You came with me to do Mount St. Charles and
Ponagansett. Yeah.
Yep. Then we did Pilgrim girls versus. Come on, help me out. West again. And then we did West Smithfield.
Yep.
West versus Smithfield. We did Tollgate versus Blackstone Valley Prep. So we got it. Yep. We got in a pretty good amount of girls soccer games. I mean, pretty diverse, right?
Yeah, we did. It was a lot of fun and a good chance to be able to see something different.
Yeah. So without further ado, right?
Yeah.
It's time we bring on the girls. So we're gonna bring on the LaSalle Academy Rams Division I 2020 State Championship girls soccer team. It's going to take us a sec, right? We got to bring them all in.
We got to bring them all in. We got
all in one place.
We got a whole bunch. We got the coach and all the seniors. So we got to bring everybody in. But you know what?
And they're following the COVID rules. So they're all spread out everywhere.
Right. So let's just get this underway. So here comes the head coach.
There's so many to bring in.
Maddie's there in the darkness of December.
Maddie's still in the darkness, so that's okay. But wow, Matt, that was pretty fast. You got them all in there. Good job. All right, welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi.
And we're going to start out with Coach Lindsay Longval. And, Coach, it was pretty, I went on YouTube and I watched some videos of you and the girls. Like they've done a few videos on you coaching the team and stuff. Pretty interesting. And your story sounded pretty cool. So I thought, maybe do a little get to know you, right? Anyone who's watching the show, anyone who comes on to watch the show afterwards, they can kind of get to know the coach of the LaSalle Academy Rams girls soccer team. So I want to introduce Lindsay Longval to everybody. And Lindsay, why don't you give everyone a little background on yourself?
So thanks for having us. And I'm just going to make one correction. This isn't all of the seniors. There are 10 of them total on our team this year. We had a very senior leadership was immense this year. So, but these 4 have been great, and we're happy to have them join me tonight. So, my background, this was my 11th season at LaSalle Academy. I've been very fortunate with some very talented teams that have had success. I also coach youth soccer for the Rhode Island Surf, and previously, before that, New England Football Club, the Southeast region, and I've also worked with the Rhode Island Olympic Development Program, the Region 1 Olympic Development Program, all in youth. And prior to that, I was the assistant coach and ultimately an interim head coach at the University of Rhode Island before I moved on to pursue a graduate degree. I did play soccer at the University of Rhode Island, and I'm actually originally from South Kingstown and played soccer there. So that was a lot.
I thought I knew. I thought I recognized your name. Yeah, you played at URI. What years?
I played at URI from 98 to 2002.
Yep, that makes sense. All right, awesome. So when did you get the LaSalle job? How long you been there?
I started LaSalle in 2010. So this was my 11th season.
Yeah, 11 seasons, and how many titles?
7.
Yes. Only a couple, right, Matt?
She's the Bill Belichick of Rhode Island girls soccer.
Well, they have a few of those over there at LaSalle.
11 years. That's kind of impressive.
Right. They have a few of those over there at LaSalle. They have her. They have the lacrosse coach, Coach O'Donnell. He's got like, I don't know how many he has, but the same thing going on. They have a couple over there at LaSalle taking over. So awesome. Now so 11 years, 7 titles. I know a friend of mine's daughter played on your team last year. Alonzo Boyd, he's a good friend of mine. His daughter played on your team, right? And she's a great kid. And so you guys have a lot of high-powered players and a lot of success and a lot of titles. And so every year teams are probably a little different, though, right? They're not always the same every year. So what kind of made this team a little different than maybe some of your other teams you've had in the past?
Every team is different and unique, and each season poses its own challenges, but I don't think that any team has ever faced the challenges that this season brought, not knowing if they were going to have a season, hoping that they had a season, knowing every day throughout the season that they could be shut down the next day. They could sit in class next to somebody that tested positive and then they would not be able to play. They could then test positive and we would all not be able to play. I mean, all of these variables created a lot of anxiety, but I think that's what made this team special, is that they found ways to work through that, remain positive, and allow that to create a different competitive edge, that they were determined to find success, regardless of whether that was one game or what ultimately ended up being 11 games.
Right. So let's talk to the girls a little bit and see what they think. I know we lost Maddie again. I feel bad.
Maddie's on her way.
She's like in and out. She's all over the place. She's getting a lot of airtime though, right? Because we keep saying her name. Maddie Reynolds, senior defenseman. She was in our show in there somewhere, and she keeps popping in and out. Who knows? Maybe we'll see her again before you guys leave. It's a variable right now. So, all right. First, we're starting with Laura Leukowitz. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you did.
All right. Awesome. So now, again, like I said, I was at your game, the state finals game, and 0-0 at halftime, right? So it was a gritty game. The first half was I feel like the first half was very even. I didn't see any dominance more on one side of the ball than the other. So at halftime, you guys must have been like, all right, we have our work cut out for us here. So what were you guys talking about at halftime, Laura?
We were talking about how we need to step it up and take the shots because we hadn't tested the keeper out at all. And we needed to take advantage of the space we had at the top of the 18 and just take an opportunity, because the worst that happens is you miss or the goalie fumbles it. And so then Eliza Helendrung ended up taking a shot outside the 18 and listened to just what coach said, and it worked out.
Right. Matt and I saw a few of those goals through the stretch of games that we live streamed, and we kept saying, some of the longer shots were coming in and hitting a skip, and the keeper was having trouble getting their hands on it. It creates scoring opportunities, right? So coach was right on the money for that. Now, what'd you think about Pilgrim in the first half? Your opponent, right? Obviously. And, this is your chance to give them a little due.
So in the first half, I definitely thought that we could handle them. I was confident in our ability to pull through and be able to attack better in the second half. And I knew once we had a talk at the halftime, we'd be able to do that because we had worked on it all season, and it was evident that the second half we were able to persevere through our challenges and win games. So I was confident in ourselves, and I felt that we could. There was no one on our team who wasn't going to be able to step in and fill a role and be able to play.
Yeah, no, that's right on the money. I mean, I felt like I saw the same thing, especially in the second half, the way you guys pulled away. Well, all right. Good
And
talking to you, Laura.
Huh? I was just going to interject there. The one part that I forgot, and it tags onto what Laura said, is that in this season we didn't score a lot of goals, and that was something we continuously talked about. But we had 11 players score goals and 11 players contribute assists throughout the season. So that balanced approach, what Laura's saying about always having somebody, it wasn't on all one person's shoulders. We didn't have that. We had, if it's not going to be this person, it's going to be this person. The goal that Eliza scored was her first of the season, and it was when the team needed her the most. So that truly, I felt, made this team very special as well.
Wait, her first of the season was in the finals?
Yeah.
Elise too.
Oh, crazy.
Yes, and Elise, our second goal actually from the freshman Elise Breja, that was her first goal of the season as well.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, they went home happy that day.
Soccer is one of those games where it's one of the few sports where one goal can win you the game. it's not
so crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Laura, congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
All right. You played a great game that day. And good luck in the future. What's your plans? Do you have any plans? What you want to play soccer? You want to keep playing, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to continue playing soccer right now. I'm looking to go to the D3 level.
Yeah, awesome. Well, listen, D3 is fun and difficult. People don't give everyone thinks it doesn't matter where you play, D1, D2, D3. There's great athletes all over the place. So good luck to you.
Never give up on your dream, because look at Bethany Balser. She played in an NAIA school, and then she was the rookie of the year in the NWSL last year. So just because you're going D3 doesn't mean you can't go pro.
Right. Jeez, you're going pro now. That's true, though. Awesome. All right. So, Katie Clements, since I got both of you guys on the screen together, we're going to knock this one out. And Maddie hasn't come back yet.
Nah, I haven't seen her pop in.
I don't know if she's coming back.
Disappear. That's okay. So, Katie, I'll be honest. I knew who you were before you told me, and I knew your name. I heard your name get called over the loudspeaker at the game. I don't even know. I didn't keep count. It was so many times. So, I mean, you had a great game that day. And there were people in the stands talking about you. I'm just letting you know. But I recognize your play. I really thought that, one thing that Matt and I have agreed upon, and, I'll be honest, I probably didn't watch enough girls soccer lately, but I cannot believe how you guys go in for 50-50 balls, and you guys are kind of brutal. You ripping people down and tripping people, and you guys are going in smashing each other. Like, I couldn't even believe it, some of the stuff I saw that day. But being a midfielder, in that game, right? Because I felt like it was very much back and forth, especially in the first half. I mean, were you feeling it? Like, were you feeling like Did you feel like you guys were having a tough time getting control of the center of the field, or did you guys feel confident?
Yeah, I would say in the first half, it definitely felt like it was out of control in the midfield. And that was something we talked about at halftime that we needed to change. And I think after halftime, we definitely changed that and were able to convert and score because of that.
Yeah. So, and what about the level of physicality? Because that was a physical game. That game in particular was really physical.
Yeah, I think that we had to expect that going in because both teams wanted to win. They wanted to give their all. And since we have a lot of seniors, we knew what to expect. And I think we were ready. Maybe we didn't come out as hard as we could have, but at the second half, I think that we all knew we had to keep battling.
Right. I mean, so let's talk about that really quick. The second half. I mean, you go from 0-0 tie at halftime to just basically opening, blowing the doors open, three goals in the second half. How do you think that? What was the change in the game? Could you feel it? I mean, you were out there playing it. Like, what do you think changed all the momentum?
I think the halftime speech definitely did. And at the beginning of the game, we saw that we were capable. You could feel it on the field that we were capable of winning the game, but it was just a matter of everyone in that and then playing like that. And I think halftime really helped us because we all agreed that we could step up and win it. So we played.
Yeah, no, it was great. Matt, you got anything?
Yeah. So Katie, one of the things I think that a lot of people don't realize is just because we're talking about the fact that you've won a state championship, your season is over. A lot of people don't realize for players like you that are still in the youth stage of your playing, your season for soccer isn't over. You're on to continuing through playing in the winter and into the spring. What's up next for you now that your LaSalle season is over? Are you shifting to indoors? Or are you going to your ECNL club? Like, what's up for you next?
Well, we're actually all playing in the same tournament right now, everyone on the live stream. We're playing friendlies right now because we can't really have organized tournaments. But like tomorrow, Laura and I will play Jordan's team, and we're all going to be playing each other at club, and we're still playing outside for now.
Yeah, it's awesome. So what's you're also a senior. So what's the next step for you? What are you going to do to continue your soccer career?
I'm hoping to play NESCAC soccer, which is also D3. So.
Hey, that's a good challenging league. A lot of good schools there. So good opportunity for you.
Awesome. All right. Well, Katie, good luck.
Thank you.
In the future. Congratulations on your state championship. Coach, before I'm going to move on to Jordan, but you got these two girls in the screen. They're your seniors and they're leaving. What can you say about them?
You don't have enough time for me to talk about these two. I mean, this entire senior class, it's very hard to see them go after watching them grow over the course of the past 4 years, coming in as freshmen and being intimidated, and then just really growing into one of the best leadership. I mean, I always think we have great senior leadership, but the leadership that this group showed and the determination that they had, Laura, Katie, Jordan, Maddie, I mean, really all of them, but I'll talk about the four of them because that's who you've met. They gave up individual reps at practice to be able to stand next to freshmen and teach them, what checking runs we were looking to the ball. They put in extra time watching film with some of their teammates. I mean, these kids go above and beyond, not for themselves, but for the other people on the team. And they truly grew into and are what any team at LaSalle should strive to be, and what I feel like makes our culture different. So I'm very proud of them, but it's very sad to see them go. I'm sure a lot of our opponents are very happy to see them go.
Yeah, especially when you guys can turn up 3 goals in the second half of a state championship. So that's nuts. All right, awesome. All right, next, Matt.
Yeah, we got Jordan. We got Jordan Tegas. She's the last one to get in on this one, and she's on the road too, heading out to play a game. But obviously, what's it like adding into the legacy that is LaSalle? What's just the feeling of bringing yet another state championship to such a storied program?
I think coming in my freshman year and meeting all those seniors, and it was kind of like a whirlwind. I was like, oh my God, what is like LaSalle? Like I wasn't exactly familiar with their legacy. And then I had met these girls and been in their practices, and you could feel the culture. Like it's like tangible when you go there. Everyone wants to work hard for each other. And I watched that team my freshman year win a state championship. And all I could think about was how I wanted to do that and continue that LaSalle culture, because it's just such a part of our team and who we are. So over these years, to be able to win one sophomore year and finish it out on our senior year was just something I'm so proud of. And I hope the girls below us can keep on going, because it's just so important to us. And it's not even about winning. It's about being a team and showing up and being LaSalle.
I know as myself being a former player, having played soccer for 23 years, I've done a lot of crazy things with my teammates over the years. And one of my favorite things was always crossbar challenge. But when we get older and we go into coaching, have you ever tried to challenge your coach to a crossbar challenge?
So coach right now is actually facing a neck injury, and she's not allowed to kick the ball. But we do find her breaking that rule. So we don't have crossbar challenges with coach, but we do play games. This year we actually started a new way to find competitiveness within the team. We had a team 1 and team 2, basically going head to head in different games, drills, and other things throughout the season. And we were doing it for points, which is one way we got everyone to really be motivated in a year where there's not much to be motivated about. So we did have other games. We like to play power and finesse and some lightning, also some other games, but never against coach, because
who's the best soccer tennis player on the team?
Me.
Lauren jumped at that in like 2 seconds. Was like, me, it's me.
Maddie and I would do it all summer, like leading up to, because if we didn't know we were having a season or not, we would go run at the fields in preparation for a maybe season, and we would finish it off with soccer tennis, and I would win.
I feel it's always the best way to close off a training session is a little game of soccer tennis. Like it's a definite end. Jordan, what's up for you next now that the LaSalle season's done?
I'm playing for my club team at SC Stars, and we have some games this weekend against Katie and some other local teams. And I think that's it until about January. In February, we have some important tournaments coming up. And I'm looking to play college soccer next year. I'm a little bit unsure yet because of the whole COVID and recruiting process. But I'm looking to play when I get into college.
All right. Good luck. Best of luck to you. And again, like I said, wherever you end up playing school ball, you're playing school ball. Right. And I mean, I played soccer in college, and, I'll tell you that, like, it could be any sport, but, that was just my sport to play. But, you want to do that because the camaraderie that you had with your high school teammates, it almost like translates into college, and you end up with a whole nother group of family members, and it's just awesome stuff. I mean, I think that it's just like a great opportunity, and you guys should jump on it if you have the chance. So that's awesome. Coach, congratulations on your state title again.
Thank you.
You're gonna have to start like letting some other people get some here and there. I don't know what you're gonna do.
The kids that come to LaSalle are pretty determined. They find a way to come together.
Right. So, all right. Well, Matt, you got anything before we sign off?
No, I think they all hit it out of the park. Congratulations. Great second half to that game. And that's always the second 40 in high school is always where the game ends up getting won.
Right. And we also want to give a big shout out to Maddie Reynolds for being out there somewhere in Ghostland. So sorry.
She's very sad. She's very sad. She's missing it right now.
It's okay. We said her name way more than everybody else. It doesn't matter. She's already famous. She's
famous.
All right. Okay. All right, Matt. Up next, Division II state champions, East Greenwich Avengers. They're down in the waiting room. I see them down there. They can hear us. We can't hear them. But let me see. Let me look. Oh, yeah. There's a whole bunch of them down there. We thought we had a lot up here. They're all waiting to come up. So,
We're going to take a commercial break.
Yeah, this
Thanks
was
for having us.
Oh, no problem. No problem. It was a pleasure, and we wish you guys the best. And, Coach, we'll talk again soon. This was the LaSalle Academy Rams State Championship girls soccer team, and this is the Rhody Sports Show with Ron Robert and co-host Matt Jolles joining us today. And we're going to take a quick commercial break on the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. You can find us at sfbnri.com and all our social media platforms. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And we are back with the Rhody Sports Show. I'm your host, Ron Robert, my co-host, Matt Jolles. Matt, that was pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, that was definitely awesome. I mean, you gotta give it up to just the legacy that they have built there at LaSalle. It is, I mean, 7 titles in 11 years is impressive. And every single one of those girls, just the dedication that they show to the game is why part of what makes LaSalle so awesome in that D1 level.
Yeah. And 7 titles in 11 years. 7 titles in 11 years.
I was really lucky to win 1 in 4 years of high school.
Yeah,
but I mean, if you think about 7 titles in 11 years, you think about girls that came in and won every single year, or won 3 of their 4 years, or 2 of their 4 years. That's just, like, I would have dreamt of that happening.
Right. Yeah, they're a powerhouse. But we got another powerhouse ready to come up. The East Greenwich High School Avengers Division II State Championship girls soccer team is in the house. We're going to bring them on up, right, Matt?
Yeah, let's bring him in. Here comes the coach.
Coach Lockhart down there. Oh, that was good. Another smooth move, Matt. Nice job. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
All right. So, again, we got them doubling up in the screen, which is pretty great, right? Okay. Welcome, Coach. Thanks for getting the girls together to come on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course. It's always the coach always has to do a little extra work, a little organizing. Got to get them all together. We did a show right before the state championships, and we had a couple other teams on, and the coaches were scrambling and running around. I was like, yeah, I had to thank them. That was a lot of work, but it was nice to it's nice to have you guys on. And congratulations on your state title.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I got to watch you guys play. That was a beast of a game. I was there the whole day. I watched all 3 games. Wow. Tell us about that a little bit. That was a tough one, right? You guys were really. It was a physical game.
Yeah, I've regretfully, I feel like we're more of a second half team. We kind of have been a lot of times this season where we won't put all the pieces together in the first half, and then something just clicks at halftime, and we start putting the pieces together a little bit more. So it makes my job a little more stressful, but at least we came out on top in that sense, and they really fought hard towards the end there. To come from behind, we came from behind in the quarters as well. We were down. Was it 1-0 at the half? I think in the quarters. I think it was 1-0 at the half, and it was again 1-0 at the half in the finals, and they keep fighting.
Yeah, And again, a tough opponent. You guys had a tough opponent.
Yeah, what was tough and different this year is we were playing some teams that we've never played before. So we were seeing just different level of talent, different types of players, different teams, different coaching styles that we really weren't used to. Granted, this season was different because all of our non-league games were in Division I, so we kept some of those rivalries going. But then all of our league games were Division II, so we were playing teams that we weren't really familiar with. So we were kind of going in. I watched some of their game from previous games, but to my knowledge, we really hadn't played them. So we were kind of going in blind against them. They put a tough team up against us, and a couple really strong attacking players that helped them, and that's what led to their 2 goals too. So
yeah, awesome. Now, Coach, if you who ended up getting MVP?
Did we have? I don't think we had an MVP.
You didn't have that this year. If
No.
you had to, now obviously it's a team sport. No one wants to, but to me, there was in the second half, there were a couple players that I kind of witnessed that kind of shifted it into high gear before the rest of the team did. They kind of like good leaders. So who's some of your stronger leaders on the team?
Yeah, I mean, if I could just say my senior class, I would.
Yes.
Our 2 center backs, Maya Barnes, who's in the bottom left down here. Raise your hand, Maya. She kind of anchors our center back along with fellow senior Tori Duke. They've been such kind of anchors on the defensive end for us. We have Maeve. Raise your hand, Maeve. She's our rock star center midfielder. She's probably the toughest kid on our team. She'll win any ball. She's willing to head any ball. And she finally had one of the most beautiful goals I think I've seen this season as the second goal, the goal that tied it up for us in the second half.
Yeah, I wish we had a clip. What a great goal.
Yeah, that was beautiful. As soon as she hit it, I was like, yeah, right. Like it was a really great goal. And I was happy for her in that sense because she's been working on her shot all season, and to have it kind of come to fruition in the last game was pretty cool. And then we have our goalkeeper, Rosa, right next to Maeve. So she missed last year due to injury, so we're thrilled to have her back this year. And it's just been such a boost for us to have somebody that's so consistent, that's vocal, that's just a good leader in our net. So we've had two really good goal scorers as well this year. Abby Lewis has really turned it on. She's a sophomore. She was our leading goal scorer this year, and then Gracie Kaufman, who scored the goal in overtime, who's come in clutch for us at a number of points. So a lot of names there, but really just the leadership of the seniors has been a real tremendous boost for us this year.
Awesome. Matt, what do you think about Matt? How about talking to some of the girls about what they were doing during the game and kind of what they felt like was helped them come from behind. I mean, because coming from behind in a state championship game is not easy.
Yeah, especially, it's one of those things where you got to figure out how to pick yourself back up every time you kind of get knocked back down. So I guess we'll go to Maya first. What did you see out of not just your coaches, but out of your teammates at halftime that really made the adjustment? Because like your coach said, you've been a second half team. So how do you take an opportunity to kind of look inside at yourself and even just as a team talk and figure out how do we adjust to come over this and get the final result that you got?
Well, during the halftime speech, Coach said something that she had said during the quarterfinals when we were also down 1-0 at half. And she turned and said to us, "I have no doubt that we'll win this game." And I think it was just a matter of confidence. And even in the second half, we went on to score, and then East Providence scored, and it went back and forth a little bit. But we're a team that I think it starts by one person, but if we all believe together that we can score and win, that had an effect on everyone else, and it kind of has the domino effect where the positivity just spreads, and we really did start to believe that we could win it despite the score, and we just had faith in each other's abilities at the end of the day.
how crazy was it to have all of your regular season games all be some score line to 0, and then all of a sudden you end up in 2 battle games in the playoffs, the 3-2 against Pontigansett and then the 3-2 against East Providence?
Yeah, it was definitely crazy. Both Pontigansett and East Providence were like roller coasters. Like, so much happened by the end of the game. And Tori, the other center back, we always had this joke like through the playoffs that if we could just like make sure that the other team doesn't score, we would be okay as center backs. And it was funny because the finals they did get 2 goals, but at the end of the day, it wasn't just the defense; it was the whole team that came together to win it.
Yeah. So that's always something that's kind of crazy. I saw Pontigansett play during the season. I called their game against Mount St. Charles, so I knew what type of a team they were and what to expect. And the fact that you were able to get through them in a battle game in the playoffs kind of tips off where you went from there, because of course then you beat North Smithfield 1-0, which is a score line that seems to be normal for you during the season, and then the 3-2 against East Providence to clinch the title. We'll shift it over to the 2 ladies who are in the same box, who obviously must be in the same bubble, Maeve and Rosa. So Ron, what have you got for these ladies?
Well, you know what I wanted to do? I was trying to see, and I don't think we do. Oh, wait, maybe we do. Nope. I was trying to see if we had the clips still. I wanted to.
Oh, yeah, the clips from the
I wanted to show it. But Rosa, so you were hurt last year, and you came back this year, and you guys end up winning a state championship. And obviously, again, every team sport, you need every player to perform in all of their positions. But there's something a little different about being a keeper. There's also something a little scarier about being a keeper. So even when someone's on a breakaway and they score a goal, you almost feel like, oh no, it's like the keeper was the last line of defense. How'd your season go this year? And how do you think that you were able to contribute to help your team?
So last year, I had the injury. I tore my ACL, so I was on the sidelines the entire year. So it was really hard to just sit and watch. So this year, the whole summer, I trained because I really wanted to just make this last season really memorable. So this year went really, really well, and I'm happy that I was able to play.
Great. And before we brought your team on, LaSalle was on, right? They were our first guest, and they were talking about the strategy they had in the second half. And the strategy it was 0-0, and they were like, take shots from outside the 18 and see if you can get a favorable bounce, because the keeper's having trouble. Maybe if the ball skips off the turf, keeper's having trouble getting their hands on it. Maybe it bounces awkwardly and, they can get a goal out of it. Did you see a lot of that this year? Because Matt and we broadcasted quite a few games, and we feel like we saw a lot of girls taking longer shots and the keepers were having trouble getting control of the ball. I mean, did you see that a lot this year?
Not really. Honestly, in prior years, my freshman year and sophomore year, we were in D1, and I saw a lot more of that. But moving down to D2, it wasn't as big of an issue this year. I can only really remember a few times where something like that happened, but it wasn't that prominent this year.
Yeah, and I know for keepers, sometimes people look at goalkeepers and think that we've got to be in a different mindset. Sometimes, especially warm-ups, everybody's going through their drills and running their lines, and then keepers, you're over here in the corner diving all over the place and sacrificing your body. What is it that is so different about having to warm up for a game as a keeper versus all of your field teammates?
I feel like just being a keeper is kind of like an individual kind of thing. So, even the warm up itself, you're just by yourself pretty much. But I don't know, it's just my time to kind of get in my zone. So,
but you're the voice of the team when you're on the field. So it's one of those things where it's like I want to be on my own, but then as soon as the whistle blows and I'm into the game, it's all of a sudden it's game on. So let's get your teammate into here. The last one that we've got to go around. You clinch a state championship, and you've now cemented that into your legacy in the school. But what does it mean for you as a player, and even to maybe what you heard your teammates say about getting that victory?
Well, I mean, all of us have played except for 4 years, and we've only made playoffs once before. So making it freshman year, and then we didn't make it sophomore and junior year. So making it senior year was kind of a big deal, and we were really happy. So when we got the opportunity, to compete in the state tournament, we were like motivated and had to get the championship. But it was cool to get the first state title for the school as well.
Yeah, that's always a big thing when it's not only just winning your first state title, but when you get to say we got the very first one for the school. And now as seniors, you graduate, you come back to the school and you can walk in the gym and look up and see that banner hanging there and be like, yeah, I put that there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's always that good moment going forward. So I mean, I know how that feels whenever I get a chance to walk back into my high school's gym and I look at the first state championship banner from my high school and I get to say I put that there. So I personally know what that feels like. So hey, I asked this to a couple of the girls that we had from LaSalle. So we'll kind of toss this one to all three of you. Okay, so the East Greenwich season is over, but I know as a soccer player, your season's not over. So what's up next for all of you?
So I play on Rhode Island Surf. So what my club is doing is we're just doing like inter-club scrimmages. But with the shutdown for 2 weeks, I'm not doing anything for 2 weeks. So I know we have some scheduled tournaments for the spring, and I know we're going to have like a busy spring with games and stuff.
What's it like being a part of Rhode Island Surf and just the whole entire surf organization? A lot of people don't realize how big the surf youth soccer programming is in the United States as a whole. What's it like being part of an organization like that? How does it help develop you as a player?
Well, I played for GPS for years, and GPS kind of dissolved, and now we're Surf, which is partnered with NEFC. So this is my first year in it, but I actually really like it a lot better than GPS. I feel like we have a lot more access to like film and stuff that I never used to have with GPS. So it's definitely has its perks.
What are you doing for college?
I'm trying to play probably D3. But it's kind of hard with like the COVID and everything. Everything was screwed up this year with recruiting, but I'm trying.
Yeah, it gets a little messy. Do you have any choices of where you'd like to go?
Right now, probably my top is Keene State.
Yep. Good school for soccer.
Yeah.
Good soccer school there.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So Matt, you basically got to everyone, right?
Yeah, we got to all three of them. So
and we lost Coach.
She had to drop out. Yeah.
She had to drop out.
She sent us a nice little parting message on our little private chat. Have to drop out. Thank you for having us on. Much appreciated.
She's such a nice lady.
Captains and our team as a whole. Your coach is awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies, congratulations on your state championship. I know you brought a lot of pride to the school. That's fantastic. You guys got a great principal over there. You got a great athletic director. You got a great head coach. So you had a lot to be thankful for this year, even in a sucky year of 2020. You know, we all know that that's horrible. But, hey, at least you got your season.
I'm very grateful.
A lot of kids didn't. So, all right. Well, congratulations and good luck to you in the future. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Great job, ladies. Matt, that was pretty cool.
Always very cool. And it's something that's so special is there's in everything that goes on in sports, there's not a lot of media that ever puts the real focus to the high schoolers and how talented they are, just, from the 14 to 18-year-old ages that they are in high school. And that's one of the things that I'm so privileged to be able to do here.
Yeah. I mean, we have a lot of fun on the show. We bring on a lot of great guests. The players are great. The coaches are great. It's great that, you and I got to live stream with Mason and Jacob, and, and Laura came out, and we had a lot of fun doing that with the girls, but this is basically it now. We just wrapped up the season for them and us.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. That is a bow on the fall season for RIIL sports. And now we're going to sit around for a month and wait for the winter season to come.
Right. So what we wanted to do really quick, it's the end of the show, but we wanted to announce that SFBN Rhode Island has a couple partnerships that we're very proud of with Fanatics. So we have, if you go to our website, fanatics.com will be on there, and also Amazon. So we also have Amazon.com, and we're going to have a distinct coupon code for everyone out there, 20%. Well, I don't know if it's going to be 20. I'm hoping it's going to be 20.
We're doing something. We're working it out.
We're working it out, but December 7th, we should have that code ready. So keep an eye out for the SFBNRI coupons for Fanatics and Amazon, and we are proud to be sponsors with them. So, all right. For Ron Robert and Matt Jolles. Matt, thank you very much for being on the show with me this Friday.
Always, Ron. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I know I was a little distracted. I apologize. But we will be back next Friday. And I don't know who we're going to have as a guest yet. Can't really announce it, but it should be someone pretty good. Yeah, because we have a whole month off of sports. A whole month off of high school sports.
A lot of time to talk about a lot of other things.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about. All right. We'll see you guys next Friday. Thank you very much for tuning into the Rhody Sports Report on the Sports Fan Base Network Rhode Island, sfbnri.com, and all our social media platforms.
Good night.